So the plot thickens, bro. Apparently, Jay-Z's accuser had sat down and did an interview with NBC News. I believe they had spoke to this woman as well as her father. I believe they got a response from her father. They sat down and questioned her in regards to the situation. They also brought up some inconsistencies in her story. This is NBC saying this, that they had questioned her about. I'm gonna play the clip right now and see exactly what they're talking about.
You should always advocate for yourself and be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did run your life.
A 38-year-old mother from Alabama who has filed a lawsuit accusing Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z of raping her when she was 13 years old is speaking out to NBC News for the first time. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward and talk today?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet. But it's a chapter of my life that I'd like to close.
An NBC News review of her account found inconsistencies with her allegations. She says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000 to catch a glimpse of her favorite celebrities.
You weren't scared to be all alone?
No, with having autism is like feeling like you live your life in a shatterproof juggle.
Okay, real quick. I didn't know that she had autism. I did not know that. So the victim was at the age of 13, if I'm not mistaken. You could correct me in the comments. And now we know that she has autism.
Ball. The world's on fire. The fire is inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out.
In addition to having autism, the woman says she suffered a head injury. The night of the 2000s VMAs, she says a friend drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, a more than 5-hour drive. Her attorney provided NBC News with the name of the friend who has since died. The woman says she spoke to Combs' limo driver who offered her...
Wait, so the person that knew about it, her friend that knew about it, is not alive right now?
...a ride to an after party.
I stumbled upon Diddy's driver who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think when he said that to you?
I thought it meant that I was just pretty.
She went to a White House, she says, where she spoke to musicians Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo because, I have about his tattoo. That's the Last Supper.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative of the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at the time.
Wait, so you mean to tell me that the people that she's talking about, the musicians that she's talking about, they go by the name Maddens and they weren't there at the VMAs where she's saying that she had spoke to them? They were at the Midwest doing a tour. Wait, so hold on. So then why would she say that? Why would she say that she had met them when they were never there?
At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter took turns raping her while a female celebrity watched.
JC comes in. He at that point I was fighting, trying to get away from him, and he put his hand over my mouth and told me to stop it, cut the.
After the alleged rape, she says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up and drove her home.
We rode home in silence. He didn't ask me what happened. He didn't ask me what I did or where I was.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claims. Quote, "I felt like I would remember that, and I don't. I have a lot going on, but I mean, that's something that would definitely stick in my mind."
Now, this is the father of the accuser saying this, saying that that's something that I feel like I would have remembered. I mean, granted, that is his daughter. So we have the father basically saying that he would have remembered if this happened. I don't know. It's very strange.
He said, when we asked the woman about the contradictions in a phone interview on Friday, she said that she stands by her statements. "I have made some mistakes," she said. "Honestly, what is the clearest is what happened to me." The inconsistencies in her account of an incident alleged to have happened 24 years ago does not necessarily mean the allegations are false. The accuser's attorney, Tony Busby, said, "Because we have interrogated her intensely, she has even agreed to submit to a polygraph. This has been extremely distressing for her, to the point she has experienced seizures and had to seek medical treatment due to the stress."
She has even agreed to submit to a polygraph. Just to be clear, guys, a polygraph isn't always accurate. It's not the best reliability to get the definitive answer. But I mean, I guess if she agreed to take the polygraph, we're about to see the results, and we could see. We'll wait and see when that happens, if that happens.
In a statement to NBC News, Sean Carter said, "This incident didn't happen, and yet he filed it in court and doubled down in the press. True justice is coming. We fight from victory, not for victory."
Wow, so Jay-Z already said this. I'll remember Jay-Z saying this in that note. Maybe this is a different response, but it seems like Jay-Z is willing to go to court and go all the way against this person. and or specifically this lawyer who I'm talking about.
Double down in the press. True justice is coming. We fight from victory, not for victory.
Yeah, I'm scared of what could happen, but I'm more afraid of letting it eat me alive from the inside out than I am of, being chastised by their fans.
All right, Chloe Malas joining us now live. Chloe, we just heard a very strongly worded statement from Jay-Z. What else are you hearing from him and his team?
Yeah, so his attorney said that they're going to ask the court to, quote, dismiss this frivolous case. And also moments ago, we heard from Diddy's legal team, and I want to read you some of what they said. They said, quote, this is the beginning of the end of this shameful money grab. And remember, he remains behind bars at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, and his criminal trial begins in May.
All right.
Now, and this is something that I was going to say, bro. I mean, Diddy, this all goes back to Diddy. This all goes back to what happened with Diddy, with the situation that happened with him in regards to all the lawsuits that he's facing. Busby, which is this lawyer right here, and go back to the picture of him, was the person that was suing Diddy for 120 lawsuits or whatever the case was in regarding to 120 victims, apparently 60 men and 60 women or something like that. But now Jay-Z is being sued. Jay-Z is being sued by the same person. Diddy's team is responding to everything in regards to everything happening to Jay-Z, pointing out that this man is after Jay-Z, just like he's after Diddy. So I don't know where this is going to go. The inconsistencies of the story also follow up by the way that they had dropped her off. Now, the things that I wanted to point out in the story, to be honest with you, was this part right here.
A friend drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, a more than 5-hour drive.
Who is this friend that took her, bro? They said that the friend that took her had died, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. But if you're 13, how old is your friend that drove you? And you drove from Rochester, New York to New York City by car, 5 hours as a teen, 13 years old? How old was the person that took her, bro? I just don't understand how a teenager and another teenager could take a drive like this. Or I don't even understand how a teenager could be gone for 5 hours and her parents not know. And then ask your father to pick you up, and then your father picks you up and it's just quiet. I would think that if you took off 5 hours from where you originally were at, the parents would be furious, upset. The last thing that they would be is quiet. I think they would be worried as well, more than upset. And that's why the father, when he had made the statement, he said, I felt like that was something that I would have remembered. I felt like that was something that would stick in my mind. The other thing that she had mentioned was the musicians that she spoke to, saying that these musicians were there around the time of the VMAs, but then they have, I guess, the people that speak for them come out and make a claim and say that the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and were on tour in the Midwest at the time. So this is another thing that NBC was calling out, saying that there's some inconsistencies in her story. But NBC did question all these things that they noticed in regards to her story, in regards to her allegations. But y'all tell me how y'all feel about this. I know this story had just came out a few hours ago. I'm very curious to see how y'all feel about this. Y'all can tell me how y'all feel in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video, man. Peace. We'll keep it alleged.